Tyler, it's great having you on the program. You know, just listening to your story yesterday and the fact you made your big league debut yesterday at the age of 30. Now that it's happened, what's it like the day after?
I'm sore. Threw a lot of pitches yesterday, but it's been awesome. An awesome experience. It's like amazing to be here. It's one of those things where you hope it happens, but you're never. There's no guarantees in this game, especially for as long as I got to play it. But it feels amazing. It's awesome. I got lucky enough from California, and all my family was able to make it up for yesterday, and even more family and friends here today. So it's been amazing.
Take us kind of through the journey, right? You went to Vanderbilt. You're playing the SEC. You think you're going to progress, hopefully through the minors to the big leagues, because that's the game plan. And then 8 years in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Take us through this process and what it's been like.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. I was drafted by the Rangers, so it's kind of a full circle moment. Drafted by them in 2015. Had my share of injuries and struggles with them over about 3 or 4 seasons. Finally got released, played independent baseball for a year in Canada, which was fun. That was the first time I had fun playing baseball in a while. It's a tough game, especially when you're trying to keep your job and all the different things that go into it. And then went spring training with the Dodgers, then COVID hit, and so I didn't play that year. Went to independent ball again in 21 to start the year. Signed with the Braves. Worked my way up in the year and a half with them in AAA. Was with the D-backs last year at AAA all season. And then, got another opportunity with A's. So just been quite the ride.
Yeah, take us through, because when I talk to people doing the post-game show, I try and tell them all the time, when you're in the minor leagues for a long time, there's doubt that creeps in. As you mentioned, there's injuries. I'm sure there's people. You went to Vanderbilt, obviously a smart guy. So there's people who are probably telling you maybe it's time to hang them up and go get a career. And just talk about how the perseverance of saying, you know what, I'm going to play this game until they rip the uniform off me, and you were rewarded for that.
Yeah, luckily rewarded. Not everyone gets rewarded for that. I've thought about hanging it up a number of times. This game can beat you up, and it's beat me up its fair share. But it's also very rewarding. When things do go well, it's the most fun when you're rolling and the game is happening the way you want it to happen. But yeah, luckily my wife has let me keep playing. I work part-time for my mom so that I could afford to keep playing. There's been a lot that's gone into it, family support, friend support to be able to make it happen. It's not just me. I'm the one playing, but there's a lot of people behind that have helped me stay healthy, get better, be able to play. So it's fun. It's fun that, all the text messages of all the people that have been a part of it. It's been an amazing journey.
So Fran Riordan always has fun when he calls guys up. I had to think this one was really special. What was it like when he told you after all this time you're going to the big leagues? How did he do it?
He called me. It was like 11. We just flown to Austin to play Round Rock. So it was like 11:45 at night. I probably should have been asleep already because we had a noon game. But luckily he was awake, and he called me and just let me know. He was really excited for me. He knows my story. He knows how hard I've worked and how well I've been pitching down there. And, he wanted it for me too. So it was just an awesome phone call, and then trying to spread the word to family so they could be here since it was a 12:30 game. So it was cool.
11:45 at night. You didn't sleep, did you?
I got 3 hours. Yeah. So 11:45 got the call. By the time I got packed up, got my baseball bag, tried to fall asleep. It was almost 2 a.m. by the time I fell asleep, and my alarm went off before 5. So it wasn't a lot of sleep. Didn't get to the field until like 11:10, 11:15 yesterday. So it was quite a rush, before the game, which kind of is the way you draw it up, because I didn't have enough time to worry about anything except getting here and trying to make my body feel halfway decent so I can go out there and perform. So wouldn't trade it for the world. It's not how, it's exactly how a lot of people experience their first time. It's a last second phone call and get here and go perform.
Sometimes especially as a reliever, when you make your debut, you might sit in the bullpen for a couple days, right? Not for you. You come right in. It's 2 innings yesterday. So I can ask you that moment, whether it's in the clubhouse, it's walking on the field, it's going on the mound, having your name through the loudspeakers. What was the, oh my God, I'm here? What's my big league moment?
When I was warming up, I could hear them announce, making his major league debut. I think that's kind of the moment. It's like, okay, we're here. There was plenty of emotions going on and trying to, contain yourself during that moment. But that was kind of probably the moment where, they start playing a song for you and say Major League debut. And you're like, okay, like I still have a job to do, but, I've made it here. This is what we've been working for 20 plus years to do.
Yeah. And not only that, we're going to roll you out there for 2 innings.
Yeah. Yeah. We ended up Brownie, ran into that ball and made a good swing and put us within 7. So it was a point where we couldn't throw a position player. So I had to go back out there so that we could preserve as many relievers as we could for today, since we got 2. So yeah, I mean, wasn't planning, I haven't thrown 52 pitches in a while, but I feel good. The whole body's sore today, but ready to roll if they needed some more today.
Let's end on this. What was the phone call like? I'm sure to your wife, then your parents. People have been there with you. You think about, I always mention, for all of us who ever played, it's like all the Little League games and Pony League games and high school games and all the practices. What was the phone call like to your wife? What was it like to your parents?
Well, it was funny. Everyone was pretty much going to bed since it was so late. So I live in California. My dad was already asleep, so I left him a voicemail. My sister was already asleep, left her a voicemail. My wife was brushing her teeth. My mom was pretty much, I woke my mom up on FaceTime. So it was kind of, they were all quick phone calls where I was just kind of letting them know I was still trying to contain myself and not let out all the emotions. But it was a special moment because they all wanted for me just as bad as I wanted. So yeah, it was cool.
I'll just tell you, yesterday on the post-game show, I said for a lot of the parents who had their kids in the stands, you're a great story because you tell your kids always follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And you've done just that. It's something you should be very proud of.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the Oakland Athletics.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
A great story right here on A's Cast.